Good morning. Join us for dress-up days all this week. Mask and dress code policies still apply. We are excited to see your decade attire tomorrow. Will you rock the 70s tie-dye or the 90s grunge?
Thank you for all of you that have participated in the St. Jude Bracelet fundraiser. This will be our last week of taking orders. If you still have not placed your order, use the link in your email and we will deliver your bracelets to you in our block.
Notice, this is the way to return all library books. All books are due May 31st. This includes any books not returned from last year.
All 8th graders should have received a new elective form in the mail concerning class requests at BHS for next school year. Please make any desired changes, get a parent signature, and return to the school counseling office by May 21st. See Mr. Helbert or Ms. Bland if you have questions.
How would you like the chance to win one of our 4 $25 Walmart gift cards or a free item at a local business each week? This summer you can. Stay tuned for details on our summer reading program.
The following students still have Spring Olympics prizes waiting for them in the library. When announcements are complete, please send them to the library.
Matthew Lance, Akius Cave, Leah Smallwood Shing, Madeline Wolf, Bruce Hope, Alexa Lambert.
For 7th grade, Aiden Stroop, A. Badawa, Brady Turner, and Brian Billhammer.
In 8th grade, Yana Davinsky, Reagan Wade, Callan Wenzel, and Brady Kreider. Congratulations to all of our newly elected FFA officers. For the junior team, President Ella Beagle, Secretary John Havland, Vice President Kendall Carter, Treasurer Courtney Hensley, and reporter Miley Jones.
For the senior team, President Maggie Toothman, Secretary Caroline May, Vice President Gabriella Garlock and Taylor Arbogast, Treasurer Abby Floyd, reporter Natalie Craig, Sentinel Wyatt DeLauder, Student Advisor Rachel Haviland, Historian Kelsey Shoemaker, Parliamentarian Taylor Long, and Chaplain J.C. Kreitz. Now for an all our best all the time check-in.
Hello, this is Mrs. Wooters with another All Our Best All the Time check-in. I want to talk to you a little bit about morning and afternoon routines as we end our school year, just to make sure that we're all doing what we need to do and we're all on the same page. So let's talk about breakfast first. Students, when you get to school, if you plan on eating breakfast, you need to go to the cafeteria as soon as you get off of your bus or as soon as you're dropped off in the front by your parent, and then head to the cafeteria. Everyone is supposed to be eating in the cafeteria. We'll tell you what color chairs you're supposed to sit in, so you can eat your breakfast there, throw your trash away, and then head on to class. You're not allowed to take your food back to the classroom, and please make sure that you don't report to your class and then come back down to breakfast, because then that prolongs our process in the morning. So if you can just come right off of the bus or right when you're dropped off, that would help us out tremendously. Now let's talk a little bit about the afternoons. In the afternoon, when the bell rings for dismissal, it's really important that you make sure that you keep your mask on. Just because the school day is over doesn't mean that it's time to take your mask off. Your mask needs to stay on as you're leaving the building, actually as you're outside, and then when you're on the bus as well. So there really is not a need for you to take your mask off until you get home. I know it's tempting to do so, especially when you go outside and if it's a nice day, but we do need you to make sure that you are wearing your mask again until you get home. That's really important in the hallways and on the school bus, especially because you're closer to people. And then also let's talk a little bit about on Tuesdays, those of you who come down for the meal pickup. We are having some students go back to classrooms. Some students are staying down in the cafeteria area, just kind of waiting for dismissal. And there aren't a whole lot of adults to supervise different areas of the hallway where that's happening. So from now on, the rest of the Tuesdays that we have this year, teachers, we're going to ask for your help with this too. Students, please bring all your belongings with you when you come down to the cafeteria to pick up your food, and then we're just going to have you stay there. Mr. Martin or myself or both of us will be down there, and we're going to have you have a seat in the cafeteria with your belongings, and then we will dismiss you from the cafeteria to your bus. So again, that's a change from what we've done before, but there's no need for anybody to go back to the classroom or hang out in the hallways. That way we make sure that everybody has a place to be at the end of the day. That is all I have for today. If you have any questions about any of those items, then you are welcome to email me or come see me. And remember to give all your best all the time. Thank you.
This week in history. On May 10th, 1968, construction on the Transcontinental Railroad was finished.
For this week's kindness calendar, help your parents make dinner. And now for a very important tech tip of the week. For this week's tip, we are going to need you to get your Chromebooks out and follow along. Give me 1 second here. For the tech tip, we're going to need you to open your settings tab. To get to here, you hit the time in the bottom right and then hit the gear icon. It'll bring up the settings menu. Hit the hamburger, go down to hit out about Chrome OS. Hit check for updates. And apparently mine's already up to date, but if it asks you to update it. Once it's downloading in the background, when it's finished, a little notification will pop up right above the time saying restart to update. Restart your Chromebook to update it. While your Chromebook updates, enjoy this important testing announcement from Mr. Botkin.
Hello, my name is Mr. Bodkin, and I am in charge of testing here at J. Frank Hillier Middle School. Starting next week, those of you 8th graders who are taking English, a math, or a science, and if you're not in the STEM Academy, you will be taking SOL tests. We are taking them in January this year because we had to go to the 4x4 schedule because of the pandemic. And if you take them now in January, you won't have to take them in May. But before you can take these tests, I want to talk to you about our expectations of your behavior during SOL tests. First of all, let's start out with what you should bring to an SOL test. First, you need to bring a pencil, just one pencil to SOL testing. And all these rules I'm going over with you now are set by the state of Virginia. These are not our rules. These are the rules that have been set by the Virginia Department of Education. The second thing you need to bring to SOL testing is a book. This is a book I'm currently reading, but if you have a book, you need to bring a book to read in case you finish early. Because if you finish early, you're not going to be allowed to surf the internet. You're not going to be allowed to play games, watch videos, whatever. You're going to be allowed to either put your head down or you're going to be allowed to read. So if you have a book, bring a book. One change this year we are making is we are going to allow you to bring water into the testing site this year. So we encourage you to bring water with you. The only thing is you will have to set it on the floor beside your desk. We don't want the water up beside the Chromebooks. And that way if they spill, they won't get all over everything and potentially ruin your Chromebook. And speaking of Chromebooks, that is the fourth thing you need to bring to your SOL testing site. And these Chromebooks need to be in certain conditions. First of all, they need to be fully charged. So that way the Chromebook will get you through the entire test. We don't have enough chargers, charging cords, outlets for every kid to charge a Chromebook during SOL testing. So please bring a fully charged Chromebook. Secondly, your Chromebook needs to be clean. Some of you like to draw on your Chromebooks, take a pencil and write things on your Chromebooks. If you've been writing on your Chromebook, that stuff needs to be erased. If you've written on your sticker, like here, mine just has my name. If you have other things on your sticker, they need to be removed, either erased or taken off. If you have stickers on your Chromebooks, if they be of your favorite football team or shoe company, whatever, they've got to come off too. So make sure you remove your writing, make sure you remove your stickers. You want a clean, fully functioning, fully charged Chromebook. Now, what are you not allowed to bring to an SOL testing site? Well, you are not allowed, since you're only allowed to bring 4 things, unless I mentioned one of those 4 things, you're not allowed to bring them. So again, you're only allowed to bring a pencil, a book, a Chromebook, and water. Those are the only 4 things you can bring into a testing site. Nothing else may be brought into a testing site. So let's talk about some specific things you are not to bring to a testing site. 1, your cell phone. These cannot be allowed inside a testing site. Now, in years past, what we've done is we've had you lock them in your lockers. But as you know, because of the pandemic, we're not using lockers this year. So what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you put your cell phones in your backpacks. Make sure you turn them off first, or put them on silent. Put them in your backpacks, and you're going to put your backpacks in the hallways outside your testing site. And we will have teachers on duty in the hallways to safeguard your materials. Just like we do at dances. Okay, if you've ever been to one of our dances here, you know you leave your backpack in a specified area. So that's what we're going to do here. Cell phones go in your backpacks, backpacks in the hallways. Another thing you're not allowed to wear are any type of electronic watches or wearable technology. If you have an old-fashioned watch like I do, or just a basic digital watch, those are fine. But if you have anything like a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, anything that's considered wearable technology, they also are not allowed inside of a testing site. So again, you've got to take these off. They've got to go in your backpack, and the backpack goes in the hallway. Now, there's another thing we need to talk about today, and that's cheating. We don't tolerate cheating at Hilliard, and it is especially frowned upon during an SOL test. So first of all, what is considered cheating? Here are some possible examples. Sharing answers, passing information, passing a piece of paper between 2 students, attempting to communicate with another student, possession of any unauthorized materials. So if we catch you with a cell phone, an electronic watch, or anything other than a pencil, a book, a Chromebook, and a bottle of water, anything else, those things are considered cheating. If we find during your SOL test that you've written on your Chromebook, that could be considered cheating. If you've written on yourself, that could be considered cheating. So before you enter that testing site, make sure you've also cleaned any writing off your arms, your hands, wherever. No writing on yourself either. Another thing that's considered cheating is looking at someone else's work. For example, trying to see what answers they enter on the computer. That's cheating. Trying to look at their scrap paper. That's cheating. All right? Well, what happens if you get caught cheating? Well, first of all, you're going to get a 0 on the test if it is determined that you were, in fact, cheating. Secondly, you're going to be taken to an administrator, probably Mr. Baker, and I know from previous experiences, Mr. Baker does not take cheating very lightly. He has handed out some very severe consequences in the past for kids we've caught cheating on SOL tests. So don't put yourself in that position. And finally, your parents are going to have to be told that you cheated on an SOL test. I know for some of you that's a terrible thing, but just don't do it, please. Just do the best you can. That's all we ask of you. And, you know, we'll take the score you get. So again, let's review. There are only 4 things you are to bring to an SOL test. A bottle of water or water. A pencil. A library book. And your Chromebook. Everything else left outside the testing site. In your backpack is left in the hallway. So again, only bring those 4 things to the testing site, everything else in the backpack in the hallway. And people, please don't cheat. Please. It's not worth it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me or ask one of your teachers. If they don't know the answer, they will ask me, okay? They will get you the answer you're looking for. Thank you for watching this video, and have a great day, and let's do our best on the SOL test next week. Thank you.